And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to episode 200 of Player Life. It is Friday, the 3rd of December here in Tokyo, Japan. And today I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't let women waste your time. Yeah, women, women have no concept of time. That's just a fact, you know. Or if they do have a concept of it, they just really don't give a fuck about your time. Because women are solipsistic, aka narcissistic, and they pretty much only think about themselves. You know, the mainstream narrative, the Disney narrative, is that all women are so sweet and compassionate, and they're so caring, and they care about other people. Do they fuck? They don't give a goddamn fuck. No, they really basically just care about themselves, and it is, it's the way they've evolved. So you just have to learn game and learn about female nature and understand, understand that their true nature, so you don't get your time wasted, you don't get fucked over, because the guys that get fucked over the most are the ones that think, women are these sweet compassionate creatures, these little delicate flowers that are going to be so caring about you. They don't give a goddamn fuck. That is a fact. um Riley in the house. What's up, man? What is good? Gabriel E. What's up, man? Hope you're well. Uh, Happy 200. Yeah, man. It's kind of crazy. 200 episodes. Time flies, man. Time flies. What can I say? Dan in Tokyo. What's up, brother? What is good? Hope you're well. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. 200 episodes. T- Shouting out, delivering the red pills about female nature. Um, yeah, it's just one of those things. One of those things. Um, Even with the best kinds of females. I talk a lot about how how great it is in Japan, and it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good spot to be. But in terms of the females and Japanese women, they're pretty good. I mean, aesthetically speaking, aesthetic speaking strictly about aesthetics, they're pretty hot. But some people aren't into Asian chicks. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm just into hot chicks. Like, I don't really care what ethnicity they are, as long as they're hot, as long as they have a good shape, they have nice fashion, they're well groomed, nice skin. Um, yeah, but yeah, Asian chicks are hot. But still, listen, they're feminine. Japanese chicks are very feminine, but still, they're still females. So you're gonna deal with female bullshit, female nature. When you're out living the player lifestyle, when you're like playing the field, and you're not like when you're not a guy like me is not. So I don't really care too much about retention, because I just have such a I just go through women. Like, I don't really care about. I'm not trying to develop relationships with women. So I'm obviously playing the field a lot. Doing a lot of cold approaches. Trying to meet a lot of women, and yeah, it's just I run into a lot of bullshit. I run into a lot of fucking bullshit. So I understand. I understand what it's like. I really understand what it's like to like be dating in this world. I kind of understand why some guys would want to get girlfriends, like, because they're tired of the bullshit. They're just tired of it. They're tired of getting flaked on. They're tired of getting stud up. They're tired of like just fucking dealing with female nature. Um, I had a funny thing happen on, not funny, just typical kind of annoying shit. Um, so I met this girl out. I was when was it? I think it was Friday night, right? Friday night. Cold approached her, right? Cold approached her. I was actually with a friend of mine. I was actually with Dan in Tokyo. Shout out to Dan in Tokyo. So I cold approached this bitch. We're in Burger King, and she was with her friend, right? And yeah, I'm talking to two of them. They both seem pretty nice. They're both very receptive, by the way, very receptive. They gave some they kind of gave some IOIs, but when I approached them, they were very happy to talk to me anyway. So, I had a short conversation with them, a couple of minutes, shot the shit, no big deal. I've done, yeah, cold approaches like that are just fucking like, they're really not a big deal. They're in and out. I don't put any weight on them whatsoever. I really don't give a fuck. I just go in, say what's up, see what they're about, try and get a contact, you know. That's if I'm not trying to get a same day lay or something. So yeah, no, I just like see my friend. He gets his food and he goes outside, and so I say, okay, fuck it. I'm one of those guys that I'm not gonna waste my friend's time either. We're talking about wasting women's time. Like these. I'm kind of diverging here, but like there's etiquette to game. There's etiquette, like especially if you're gaming with a friend. Like there's etiquette. So like if you're dealing with some females, if you cold approach a female with a friend, like don't fucking waste your friend's time too much. Like don't spend like fucking 15 minutes talking to some bitch, like when your friend's just like waiting on the sidelines, right? That's fucking rude. But anyway, anyway, that's some etiquette about doing game. But and like I mean, I've been out with guys in the past where it's like guys that clearly don't have any fucking etiquette or have any kind of game about them, and you kind of know that these are the kind of guys that'll stab you in the back, right? The guys that fucking go and spend like half an hour talking to some random bitch that you go and you meet a friend, and then your friend goes and talks to some random bitch like like for way too unnecessary amount of time. You know, the thing is, if you go out to meet a friend, right, you should be going out to meet that friend. Like, so it's one thing if you hung out with a friend for a few hours, and then you see a bitch, and then okay, like you've already spent time with your friend, then you can maybe do some game, or it's not that bad. But if you just meet your friend and you go like jump into bitches like straight away, you're a dickhead. But anyway, that's the I didn't do that. So I saw my friend got his food, so I was like, okay, I'll wrap it up. Just got her Instagram, went outside, met my friend, and we went and smoked some shisha. Simple as. But anyway, yeah, so I hit the girl up. I'm like, yo, nice to meet you. Uh let's link up. Tomorrow. And she was like, oh, I'm busy tomorrow. I was like, yeah, yeah, no problem. uh how about Monday? Yeah. She was like, oh, Monday's good. I can come and meet you after after my classes on after my classes. She was a university student. Anyway, I was like, cool. Told her the station, told her the time, and she was like, okay. And like, I look forward to it, smiley face, all that shit. um like all the signs of a girl that's gonna turn up, basically a girl. But there's one rule I have, and I'm because I've done this so many times, that you never ever count your chickens before they hatch. You never get like excited about a date. Oh, I'm going on a date, yay, I can't wait for that date. No, you're not. You don't do that. Like, you're setting yourself up for a fall when you're dealing with females. You're setting yourself up for a fall. You don't behave like that. You just see it, you take it as it comes, kind of thing. And you don't you there's ways to alleviate flakiness and getting stood up and stuff like that. Anyway, so that was, I guess that was late. Kind of arranged a date on Friday night. So I hit her up again. The thing is, if it's a few days, if you're arranging the date, if you haven't heard from the girl in a few days, like if the date is arranged for Friday, but you arrange the date on Tuesday or something, so there's a gap in between. You always have to check in. You don't go out and just like if you arrange on say on Tuesday or on Monday, you say, "Oh, let's meet up at Tokyo Station at 7 p.m. on Friday night." You arrange that on Monday, and then you show up to the station on Friday night at 7 p.m. without checking in, without like say I'm gonna. There's ways to do it. The best way to do it is by saying like before you leave your place with enough time, say, "Hey, I'm gonna be 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late," so that if they don't reply, you don't get stood up. So that way you never get stood up. Um, that's how you know that's how you avoid that's how you combat getting ever getting stood up. Like ever since ever since I've employed that, I've literally you can avoid ever getting stood up because like you always like have you basically will never go out unless you hear back from the girl to like confirm the date. But anyway, yeah, so I did that, with this chick. It was I guess about 6:30. So I said to her, "Hey, I'm gonna be 5 minutes late." And then I saw it. She read the message and didn't reply. Red flag, like immediate red flag. I was like, okay, this girl. Like to be quite truthful, I knew immediately. I knew like as soon as she read it and didn't respond immediately or didn't like it or didn't say anything like that. I knew that. I knew this girl was fucking wasn't. I wasn't gonna meet this girl. It's just like instinctively, Um, but yeah, so then I check her profile, uh, and yeah, it's like she unfollowed me and stopped me from following her without blocking me. She didn't block me for some reason. Um, then I knew what was up. I knew she was fucking. It was like a setup or some shit. So I just said to her, yeah, just let me know. Like, why did you do that? I just said to her, why did you do that? Um, and then I see she blocks me. It's just you go to the profile and it's blocked. Instagram, you can see that you're blocked. Yeah, so it was just like the most, you know, female nature. Like it's a female nature. It's just like it's wild. Like it's hard to predict that kind of bitchiness. But you know. So, but the funny thing is, I got her friends. I got her friends in Instagram as well, and yeah, I just messaged her friend, and I messaged her friend, and I just said just let your friend know that she's a fucking insert I just said let your friend know that she's a fucking cunt, something like that, and and then she replied, "Oh, what happened? Did you not meet her?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I told her what happened anyway, and and then anyway, she told me that her friend didn't meet me because her friend didn't meet me because she knew I was because I wanted to meet her at my nearest station, and she kind of knew I was gonna try and fuck her. Well, fair play to her for like having the understanding the game, but yeah, fuck her for being a fucking cunt. But the thing is, there's just no need for it really. Like, I mean, if she wasn't down, there's no point in even trying to rationalize female nature. There's no point in trying to like rationalize why they would do that. The only reason women do stuff like that is to like get a sense of power, just to be ultra bitches, like just to be nasty little fucking bitches, like, and that's why you have to be a fucking savage. These women wonder like, why, man, like guys like why guys like me and guys other players like why we exist is because these chicks are hoes, and they're like they're so disrespectful, they're so like they don't respect your time, like yeah, you just have to be savage. Like these days, I'm really cutthroat with game these days. It's like I just, I meet the girl, I arrange a date. If they don't come to my station, I don't meet them. Um, and basically, I just, meet them at my station and take them back to my place. If they don't want to come, then that's fine. But yeah, that's kind of, it's very, I'm removing like all the bullshit, like just taking out all the fucking bullshit. And sometimes you might leave some, honestly, like to be very honest, sometimes you might leave some pussy on the table when you play it like that, because you're really like, it's kind of bare bones, like you're just like, it's very direct. Um Motivate Ed says, "Hey Mac, where do you do game usually?" Where do I do game? Anywhere where I see a hot girl. Anywhere, whenever I'm feeling it, I try and incorporate game into my lifestyle. Just where I'm when I'm out and about. But I mean, in Tokyo, I guess I do game in Shibuya. However, Shibuya is I've said this so many times, but Shibuya is like it's like literally like it's the busiest one of the busiest places in Tokyo. It has a lot of foot traffic. It has a lot of hot girls. It is yeah, it's just one of those spots, but it's also known for guys doing game, and that's a bad thing. So that's why Shibuya can be a frustrating place to do a game, because it's basically like an outdoor nightclub. It has the same qualities of a nightclub, because chicks have their guard up very high, because it's like you see Japanese guys doing game there, you see foreign guys doing game there. So it's tempt it's a good spot to do game, and it's also a terrible spot to do game. It's good because it has a lot of chicks. It's bad because all those chicks like are have their guard up very high. Um, uh, their guard up real high, because they just fucking expect, they get hit on too much. It's like it is very obvious. You see get Japanese guys doing terrible game. You see foreign guys, they basically get harassed. So even if your game is good and you approach these girls, it's like they're kind of tired of it. So that's why I try and spread it out. Yeah, Shibuya is a bit of a catch-22 in my opinion. It's not that it can't work there, but you need to put in the numbers in Shibuya. Like I've made it work there plenty of times, but it's yeah, it's just not it's yeah, for those reasons, that's why it's not good at the same time. So in Tokyo, you're better off. You'd have better results, like just random locations, like random train stations on your way to work. Um, Motivate Ed says, "Gotcha. Is your opening still ego dekiru?" I mean, I use that a lot. I mean, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just roll up and say, "Hey, what's up? How are you? What are you doing today?" And then they're like, and then I'm like, "Ego dekiru." So uh, usually it's ego dekiru. A lot of them can't speak English. Some of them can. If they can speak English reasonably well, I'll speak English, because then they have to. Usually, if a girl can speak English in Japan, um, it's a thing that usually they're going to be interested in foreigners to some degree. It's very rare that you meet a girl that is fluent in English that isn't a Gaijin hunter. For anyone that doesn't know, Gaijin hunter is a girl that likes foreign guys in Japan. And contrary to popular belief, Gaijin hunters are very much minority in Japan. It's not a thing that It's not a thing that if you're a foreign guy, you're just going to clean up here. That's fucking bullshit. I don't know why people think that. Well, I do know why people think that. That's a whole fucking other rabbit hole you could go down. Um, but yeah, I mean, basically, long story short, the reason people think that foreign guys do really well here is because the average Japanese girl is pretty pretty decent looking, much better than the average Western girl. So foreign guys can a nerd can come over here, a fucking dork, and he's gonna punch up somewhat. But that does not mean he can live the player lifestyle. That means he can punch up, get a fucking average girlfriend, and get a half decent girlfriend, and then people think, oh, look at this fucking nerd. He has a decent girlfriend that he would never be able to get back home. But that doesn't mean he can live the player lifestyle. That doesn't mean he can bang a new girl every week. It's like it's not easy. It's certainly not easy. You really need a good game. Um, if you want to, motivate Ed. If you want to know more about, if you're in Japan, if you're in Tokyo, hit me up. Send me an email. Um, Dan in Tokyo says, "Do you game while you're doing other things, or do you go out for the sole purpose of gaming?" Um, these days, I try and just do game while going about my business rather than going out specifically to do game. But um, it depends. It depends. Sometimes I need to get content for my I need to get some infield recordings for my subscription service. So that's another reason. If anyone's interested, I have a subscription service. You could jump on that and learn how to open chicks. Hear how the conversation goes. So I share infields like that in my subscription service. Let me just put the link in the chat. You can go to macthedaygamer.com, and you can sign up to the subscription service, which is dirt cheap. It's only like $100 a month. You get access to private blog, Telegram chat group, and a monthly webinar. It's going to be a webinar actually tomorrow morning, Japanese. What is it? 11 a.m. Japanese Standard Time. So yeah, it's a good deal. But yeah, where was I going? Yeah. Dan in Tokyo says they clean up with the hub Hanakos. Hub Hanakos. Hub is Hub, for anyone who doesn't know, Hub is it's like the McDonald's of bars, chain bars in Japan. It's like a British bar. It used to be kind of a go to, if you couldn't pick any girls up on the street, it would be like the old Reliable. But honestly, I hate the place. It's you get the worst kinds of basic motherfuckers there. But you can. It was definitely a spot where you could pull some chicks out of. But yeah, they really made. I haven't been there in such a long time because they made the rules, all these fucking rules about the beer bug. And I mean, I think the last time I went there, I went over and talked to some girls, and the staff were like, "Oh, you have to social distance." I was like, "Fuck this shit." And having me back in I don't know. I can't remember the last time I was there. A long time ago. Like a year ago, probably. I don't know. But yeah. Today I want to share a Patrice O'Neill video that I listened to, and it was pretty based. Pretty based.
Hi guys, thank you for taking my call.
Thanks, man.
Hey, I have a kind of a strange question. I'm in an area where there are a lot of seemingly materialistic chicks, and I'm always going out on dates, always going out with these girls. And after you get past the surface of getting to know a girl, there's nothing because they care more about what you can buy for them instead of what you can do and how you can treat them.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a pre-screening thing that you could suggest so I don't have to waste my time with these materialistic bitches?
No. This is, again, introduce options. You got to understand.
Speaking of materialistic bitches, like, there's one thing, like, I say a lot of good things about Japanese chicks. I say a lot of good things, but there's one thing, like, Japanese chicks, like, if you have money in Japan, you can leverage that to it, like to get a lot of chicks. Um, it's certainly, Japanese chicks definitely prefer guys with money. That's a fact. Um, like it really is. So if you have money and even a little bit of game, you can just leverage and, like, even salt these chicks with your lifestyle salting. These chicks will come to you. You don't even have to spend money if you have game. If you have a little bit of game, you can leverage like your lifestyle, and you won't even have to spend money on these chicks. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, these chicks, like, they really, I guess they see it as alpha. I guess it's a sign of success. So it's pretty amazing that, yeah. So if you get your money game right in Japan, and you have a little bit of game, it can be game over for the for the chicks here, because yeah, you can clean up with women, man. You can clean up some real hotties here if you have your money game right. God damn. Let's see. Dan in Tokyo says, "How much can you leverage money?" Um, I mean, how much money? I mean, I mean, dude, I don't know how much money, but if you could earn, if you had a salary of, like, I don't know, you don't even need to be that rich to leverage your money, your lifestyle. Um, I mean, if how much would, I guess you could, if you earn like 7 grand a month, that would be enough to leverage, have a lifestyle where you could, you know 7 grand, like, net profit, net pay. You that would be enough to, like, salt these chicks into thinking. Well, it's a pretty decent pay anyway, but that would be more than enough to, like, make these chicks think you have a good like. Well, you could have a good lifestyle with 7 grand a month in Tokyo, to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, 7 grand would be more than enough to have a nice place, have nice clothes, like, be able to, eat nice food. It's more so, yeah, something like that. Dan in Tokyo says, "What sort of lifestyle do you need in place to actually leverage that?" I would say a location, location, location. Like, these chicks, location is fucking crack for these bitches. So, like, if you drop names, like, if you drop for anyone, this is Japan speak, but, like, places like Ebisu, places like Nakameguro, even Meguro, Omotesando. If you drop these names, like, and you have a nice apartment in a good location, like a genuinely nice apartment, then that's half the battle. That really is half the battle. If chicks, they'll be like, "Oh my god, you live there?" And you're like, "Yeah, I have a nice apartment." Like, a friend of mine has a nice apartment in Nakameguro along the river. Crack, man. Like, as soon as he tells chicks, like, it's, oh, man, it's like you open a chick, on the street, and you're talking to them. Their eyes are, like, not lit up. They're not. They're kind of receptive, not too much. Then you drop, "Oh, I live in such a spot," and their eyes light up, and they're like, "Oh, they're way more animated. They're way more receptive." So, one of the biggest ways to leverage your lifestyle, or um, leverage that, your success, is to say that you live in a upscale spot, or even a trendy spot. Like a trendy spot, and yeah, you can really, that can work. That can work really well. Um,
That
That
essentially
essentially,
that
that most loser women, all they have to barter is their pussy. They don't
right.
have anything else. Men have so many other things to barter when it comes to the sex game and the relationship game. Like, when you gotta understand, when again, it's not their fault. Never look at it as like their fault, because they all do it. So it has to be some type of nature involved. When you walk up the street, man, if you're an ugly motherfucker, hunchback, and you walking with some type of like fucking
Swagger.
swagger,
Right.
a woman can look at you and everybody could be laughing and going, "Look at this hunchback motherfucker." But
They be like, that hump.
somebody might
Something
go,
about that
"Yeah,
hump
this
is
how is this nigga
Sexy.
with a
What kind?
hunchback?
Look at
Hold on,
Riz.
hold on. How can this motherfucker with a hunchback look like he should be fucking me? There's other things that make us attractive to women. Initially, there's only one thing that makes them attractive to us, and that's fucking them. And then it builds from there. But they
Right.
like us more than fucking us on the front end, and then they like us like for fucking us in the back end. We like them to fuck them in the front end, and then we go, wow, she's kind of cool on the back end. So basically, you got to understand that when you're meeting.
That's extremely based from Patrice there. Like we like fucking them on the front end. Like literally, like women don't get this about. Like I think some of them do, but like literally, we don't need to know their fucking name. We don't need to know where they're from. We don't need to know anything about them. I just see a girl on the street and like I'm down to fuck her like immediately. That's like women are not like that generally speaking, unless the guy is like fucking famous or some shit, has some like she knows the guy and she's like, oh, he's this famous actor, and it's like less than 1% of guys. Like so, when you're speaking about that kind of guys, it's basically no guys are like that. It's just like such a tiny percentage of men that have that leverage, like fame, movie actors. It's a very tiny percentage of men that are like that. It's like minuscule. So it's basically no men are like that. So yeah, basically you're not going to be a guy like that. If you're a normal guy. Um, but yeah, like women, you know, yeah. Patrice gets into it more, but I'll just take this question first. Motivated Ed says, "Do you mostly try to pull girls on your first approach, or just get their line?" It honestly it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm going to meet a friend, if I'm with a friend, um, I'm not gonna try and pull her then and there because I'm with a friend. I'm not. I talked about that earlier, where it's like the etiquette of game. It's like if you go and meet a friend, like if you just go out to meet a friend and then you're jumping on the first girl that is like talking to you, like and gonna leave with her, you're a dickhead. Like you just like wasted your friend's time. It's like there's etiquette. Like I said, it's different if you've already spent a couple of hours with your friend, and then like okay, we've already caught up, we've already hung out. So then there's a bitch comes along. You go, all right, I might jump into this bitch. If I can pull her, that's fine. I think we get that, but if you're with a guy, if you go out and meet a friend, and your friend like bounces as soon as he pulls a chick, he's a bit of a dickhead. He's the kind of guy that'll stab you in the back, or like it shows what kind of guy he is. Basically, if he fucks off, like if he because he's just fucking wasted your fucking time. But anyway, the kind of sidetracking. But um, yeah, most of the time, it's I'm getting their line or their Instagram. But honestly speaking, like it's way more effective to try and fuck them on the first, like immediately. Like it's way more effective to try and pull them on the same day. Same day lays are also epic. Like they never get. You're always gonna feel like a fucking boss when you pull a chick from a same day, like pull a chick on the same day. You're a boss. You're just. It shows that you've cracked the code. You get game. You've figured out day game. It's epic. You just like you met a girl in daytime, took her back to your place and smashed her while it's still bright outside. That's awesome. Like it's every guy needs to experience that. It's such a good time. It's such a good time. It feels like you're cheating or something. It feels like you're cheating the code, like you're beating the system. And it's yeah, it's I've done it so many times, but you know, and it's not just me that has done it. It's not that there's tons of guys that have do that. I know a guy in Tokyo that exclusively does that. He literally doesn't like he he literally like almost all of his lays are like same day lays because he's so jaded with getting numbers and lines. The thing about it, when you're getting numbers and lines and Instagrams, you're only getting a certain percentage of those. Like it's way better to try and seal the deal. Always be trying to close. That's the thing. Anyway, hope that helps.
These women, essentially, they're losers. Do you feel what I'm saying? That
Yeah, I do.
that she has to get something out of her pussy, dude. She has to get dinner. She has to get a movie. How can she function if she doesn't get something out of what she has? So it's a barter system, but you got to think of it like this: that our bodies aren't as important to us as their bodies are. So when you're taking her out to dinner and spending time with her and taking her to the movies, you got to understand that that's her way of fucking you. And if you take her out 5 times, she fucked you 5 times, and you haven't fucked her yet.
That is fucking based as fuck. Yeah, I mean, women will fuck you if they see the weakness in you. That's why I'm always trying to close. Like these days, I already said, like I'm trying to close. Like as soon as I meet them, I'm trying to take them right back. These days, um, I'm like not even taking them for a drink or coffee. Uh, there are exceptions. I mean, when a girl, if I see a girl turn up at my station, turn up to my train station, and she's looking really fucking like, first of all, she's nice. She's like, I like her vibe, right? And I like, if I like her vibe and she's a sweet girl, and but I really care about a girl's fashion a lot. Like it says a lot when a girl comes to meet me, like for the first date. It's like, how is she dressed? Like, has she, did she put any effort into meeting me? Like, is she, like, is she, does she just see me as some kind of chump that she can come dressed like wearing her hoodie and jeans? And like, if a girl comes to me like at the station, like dressed in hoodie and jeans and like dressed down, basically just real casual, I'm like, okay, I'm taking this bitch right home. Like, there's not even a coffee right here. Like, she can come in if she wants. If she doesn't want to come in, that's fine. But like, I'm not, because it's such a, it's just, it's one of my pet peeves when a girl dresses down on a fucking date. Because they don't do that with, because I see how these girls dress on dates, and they don't, they dress really fucking well. They dress hot, like they dress like really stylish and sexy on with other guys. So I'm like, it's a very much an insult, and you need to take it as an insult when they do that. If a girl turns up and she's looking real casual, like, as opposed to when you met her, because it's happened to me before. Um, it's happened to me before where I've met a girl out and she's looking really hot, like very stylish and sexy, and I cold approached her. And she comes around to meet me, and she's wearing jeans and like a jacket. It's just not nothing. It's just the kind of style that I wouldn't. She'd walk by me on the street and be like, "Oh yeah, she's all right," but like I wouldn't approach her really. Um, but yeah, and then it's like, okay, yeah, I'm not taking you to dinner. I'm not taking you to a fucking dinner like that. Like, no way. First of all, I'm not taking them to dinner on the first date anyway. But like, even if I was inclined to even do that at all, um, yeah, no, 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 no. So like, yeah, but long story short, if they turn up looking really hot and like looking like they've put in a good deal of effort, yeah, I'm not gonna take them to dinner because there's a low ROI on that. I just don't like taking girls to dinner. If we're gonna be eating, it's gonna be, we can eat, but it's gonna be either I'm gonna cook something, or I don't even like having to cook because it's like I used to do that, but not so much anymore. But or get an Uber. We can eat if they come back to my house, we can get an Uber. But I'm not going to any restaurants on first dates. No. But like I said, if they show up to the date looking really hot, like really sexy, nice style, fashionable, I'll t- I'll take them for a drink maybe before I try and bring them back to my place. Like the girl last night, met her out, and she looked, she was hot, but she, when she showed up to the date last night, I was like, damn, this girl really fucking put in um put in a lot of effort. She was like, she showed up, she was wearing like this. Oh man, so I was like, okay. I was actually, I was gonna be a savage anyway and just take her just take her straight to my place. But on the way back to my place, there's this small little bar. I like the bar. It's like a small little intimate bar where you can, It can only this bar can only fit a few people, but it's a good spot. So I was passing. I was like, ah, fuck it. I'll take her in here, and we can chat in here for a bit before I take her home. So I took her in there since she was such a good girl, and she put in so much effort into looking like a nice, sexy, hot girl, and nice style. Like the key for a girl, like the magic recipe for a girl is like stylish mixed with sexy. Really stylish and sexy. Fashionable, sexy. It's a good taste. I like it. But yeah, I took her for a drink there, and we talked, built up some rapport, and as soon as we finished the first drink, I'm not even drinking anymore. I'm back on the wagon. I'm back on the wagon. No interest in drinking anymore. But yeah. So as soon as you finish your drink, it's kind of one of those places where you pay after you finish your drink. So I just no bullshit, just pay the thing. I didn't ask her, oh, do you want to go now? Oh, let's go. Can we leave? Are you okay with leaving? No, you just fucking pay the bill. You stand up and say, let's go. That's all you do. Like, there's none of this bullshit. Like, that shows assertiveness. It shows that you're dominant. Girls love that. They don't want this, like, oh, where do you want to go now? Oh, what are you doing now? No, like, fuck. You're fucked if you behave like that. You're fucked. Don't do that. Just pay the bill, stand up, let's go. Um, so I said, I said, let's go. And I was walking her towards my house. One of the things I do recently is like, I'm walking. What I do, what I've been doing is like, I say we're walking by the convenience store, and my house is like a minute from the convenience store. So it's like, I'm walking by, and I say, hey, do you like ice cream? And she's like, yeah, I like ice cream. Why? And I was like, let's get some. And she's like, what? It's so cold. Like, it's because it's nighttime. I was like, yeah, but we're gonna eat it at my place, right? After, we're gonna eat at your place. And she's like, what do you mean your place? I can't go back to your place on the first date. This is shit test. They almost always do this. Most guys fail the shit test. Most guys fail the shit test. She's like, no, I can't come back. No way, not on the first date. I was like, oh no. And all I had to do was put my hand on her back, say, don't worry about it. It's more comfortable. It's warm. It's comfortable. Don't worry. We're just going to watch it. We're going to hang out. Don't worry about it. And she's like, okay. That's all you have to do. That is all you have to do. Most guys think it's over. Girl says, oh, most guys would just like be like, oh shit, like she's not coming back. Like, fuck, okay. And then it's over. They'd walk her back, I don't know what they do, but um that's all you have to do. Sometimes it won't work. Sometimes they won't come in. Sometimes they'll stick to their guns. They'll be like, no, I'm not coming in. Like, and that's. But a lot of the time, it's all you have to do is don't worry about it. Like, we're just gonna chill out. It's fine. Don't. And she was like, okay, that was it. So I went in, bought the ice cream. You know, but yeah, she came in, and yeah, it's just one of those things. Watched. You know, there, I have all these different ways of escalating. Um, it's it didn't work out last night. It didn't work out, but there's a possibility it'll work the next time. But quite honestly, usually when I don't smash on the first date, usually it's like I've already shown my cards because it's like I'm trying to close. But with this girl, there might be a possibility of banging on the second time, but there's no other option. I'm not going out. The thing about it is, once you already brought a girl back to your place, it's like you can't really downgrade the date. You can't be downgrading to meeting, like, because some of them will try and pull that, right? It'll be like you'll bring them back to your place, and then they'll try and downgrade it by, on the second date they'll be like, oh, let's meet here, or I already saw your place, so I want to go and do this. And it's like you can't do that because it's like you're downgrading the date. And I've been punished so many times for doing that before. Like, you get punished when you accept the date being downgraded. And what I mean it being downgraded is in like there's less opportunity to escalate if you're like downgrading the date to doing the date away from your apartment or somewhere. So she has to come here on the second date or we're not meeting. There's no other option because it's like I've done it before. Ask me how I know. I've learned the hard way. I just don't have the tolerance for like, and it's, you know, it just takes too much time, and I just don't have that much time to invest in like doing 4 or 5 dates to get one lay. It's like it's too much effort. Depending on your abundance mentality, depending on your location, sometimes like the cold, like we're not all on a level playing field, and some guys have to put in that work because they're living out in bumfuck nowhere. They don't have the options that I have. I don't have to tolerate that shit because I have so many options. Some guys actually do have to. Unfortunately, they're gonna have to like do those dates. They're gonna have to do the second, third, maybe even. You should always be trying to close, but some guys are gonna have to put in that work because there's just not that many options around. Um, Dan in Tokyo says, "What would you do on date two?" Date two has to be, yeah, it's gonna have to be, yeah, movie a movie at my place, because I'm not willing to downgrade the date basically. Um, she might accept it, she might not, or possibly tell her to come. There's hot springs near in the area where I live. I could invite her to go there, and then come back to mine after, watch a movie or something. That could be one I could pull. Um, Pact says, "Will you ever be on Fresh and Fit?" I mean, I would go on, but those are this. Yeah, I could definitely go on that, but they're dealing with some bigger names. But I could offer some good shit on that show for sure. But you know, that's for sure. But yeah, that's the one thing. Like the one thing I like about this channel, about Mac the Day Gamer, this YouTube channel. The only way I can grow this YouTube channel is actually by word of mouth or by getting on other people's channels, because the YouTube is never going to push this content, because I don't play by the YouTube rules. It's like I curse too much. It's like I'm talking about red pill ideas. It's like, yeah, they don't like this kind of content, so they're never going to push it. Um. Uh. Dan in Tokyo says, "What would you do different from the first one?" I'm not going to do anything different. It's just the same thing. It's like it's going to be the same thing. I mean, like I said, I might do the invite her to come to to the hot springs, and then we go there, and then we take her back to mine after, just so it's like not directly to my place again. But we'll see. She was a sexy girl, but she was sexy as fuck. But you win some, you lose some. That's the thing. Like, it's like sometimes you'll have these. The thing about game is, like, when you're living the catch and release, the player lifestyle. It's like when it rains, it pours, and then sometimes you'll have these like annoying series of events when you're living, like when you're not really caring too much about retention. You'll have girls that fall off. You'll have regulars that stop coming around, and then you might have sometimes these things can converge. Like regulars can fall off. Then you get girls that flake. Then you get dates that don't pan out. You get girls that don't put out. So sometimes like you really need to, like, getting laid with a lot of different new girls takes like it takes energy, it takes like action. It doesn't just come to you. Like, it's not just this thing that like will keep happening. That's why ideally you want like to be living like a really good, nice player lifestyle. You want like two or three regulars that you can rotate, and then you fill in the gaps with all these like kind of one night stands, and like these girls that come around a few times, and then you're just having this crazy lifestyle. But yeah, sometimes that can, like, if you get lazy or if you stop sourcing, that tower can just collapse, and you can be left with nothing. if you're not going to be sourcing. Sourcing is like, if you're not sourcing, you're not getting laid. Like the more you source, the more work you put in on the streets, like the more cold approaches you're doing, and it doesn't, you can be doing using dating apps, even though I hate dating apps, nightlife, even, sourcing women by any means. That's if you're sourcing, the more you're doing it, the more you're going to be getting laid, you know. And depending on your game, depending on your level, um, some guys will have to put in more work. That's the savage truth about game. Some guys have to put in more work. Like it's not fair. We're not all equal. We're not all the same. We're not all like, oh, it's just like this even playing field. No, we're all different. We all have different abilities. Um, um, Pact. Have you ever had a female get too addicted because of good pipe? I mean, yeah, I've certainly had a few. Yeah, more than a few. But they eventually, I mean, eventually they'll. What happens with those chicks is that they basically they'll gun for relationship. They'll try and get you to be like. They'll start trying to change you into like, start asking you, oh, can we just be, can you only sleep with me? And they'll start pushing for that. And they're trying to get you to be their boyfriend. And then once they realize that that's not going to happen, that it's just not going to happen. That can happen. That can take months. Like it can drag on for like even a year. Usually they'll still fall off because like they eventually give up. Like you can lay down the pipe, like good pipe, and they'll be addicted. They'll keep coming around, but eventually they'll need more. They'll need like some hope, because like they'll need some glimmer of hope that you're gonna be their boyfriend or something. And if you never give that, if you're like if you never give that, and they know that you're fucking all these other girls, they'll eventually fall off. And that's what happens. But yes, definitely had a few. Um yep. Um yeah, and there's like, it's a you're laying good pipe when these chicks just let you film them and shit. That's one way. That's one way that this chick, when chicks let you like unreservedly record them, like having like hardcore sex with them, and they're like happy to let you record them and like give you their most intimate, like their most valuable, their a chick's most valuable like asset is her sex, is her body, is her like, is her pussy, is, and when they let you like record that, like you fucking them, that's them giving you their most valuable asset. That's when if that's when a chick is like really sees you as something special, like when they let you like fucking do that. And I'm not talking about super turned out ratchet hoes that are just gonna let anyone do it. When these like hot girls like that are not super ratchet let you film them fucking them, that's when like, and they're happy to do it. It's not like done in secret or anything. It's like, you know that's when you're laying down some good pipe. And some girls get real turned on by it too. Some girls get like, they have this like, I don't know what it is, but um uh yeah, but let me continue this.
So basically, what you're doing is driving down a one-way street behind this bitch, a narrow one-way street behind her, and you can't pass her. So if you find yourself getting stuck behind a chick in a one-way, you turn off the first available exit and you get the fuck off that road, so you can either get in front or you try to get in a situation where you're ahead, because you can never get ahead like by making a stand on the back end. Let me explain. It's a thing called the punk test. When I was younger, this dude fucking robbed me for my first piece of jewelry I ever had. And before he actually stuck that gun in my face, he knew he was gonna rob me. He knew he could rob me because he did a series of things that
Mm.
made Him know this motherfucker's a pussy. He bumped into me, and I'm like, "Hey, why'd you step on my feet? Why'd you do that?" He fucking he walked up behind me. He was like saying shit under his breath, like this motherfucker sucks, this, that, and the other. And then once he made the move to rob me, he really didn't need a gun because he already knew he had me. So when a woman gets you like that, dude, you can't get from under that rock by now like showing your manhood
It's
card
gradual. It's a
when she
gradual.
sees that she took your manhood, that she's this guy's in love with me. This guy, I know a girl that said, I don't let nobody pull my hair until I tell him to. Bitch, shut the fuck up. You got to say to yourself that I am the director of my movie. Bitch,
So based. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Nah, man, it's fucking so true. Like once you show a girl that you like her too much, once women know, once women know that they have you, once women know that like they can have you anytime, once they know that they can have you anytime, their attraction level plummets. All right. She has to feel like women have to feel kind of like they're winning by getting with you. Like they're the ones that are kind of winning. It's a bit of a balancing act. It's kind of it's some bullshit, but honestly, but they also want to feel. It's not that like they want to feel ignored. They want to feel desired by you, but it has to be a thing with that they're feeling like they're winning. Um, like they want to feel lusted after. Like they want to be told that they want to know that you want to fuck her, but it's also a thing that they have to feel like they're winning. Um, Dan in Tokyo says, if you have the lifestyle and the money set up, would you say you need to source less than a dude on the street? Yes, I would. I would say that. Yeah, if you have a money and lifestyle set up, it basically means your success rate is going to be higher. Your success rate is going to be, when the girls figure this shit out, you could have sourced these chicks on the street. Your average guy that doesn't have the money and the lifestyle, he'll get her number. Okay, same as the guy with the money and the lifestyle. But who's she gonna pick? She's gonna pick she gets the average guy. They're both the same. Maybe they look the same. Maybe even the guy without the money and the lifestyle doesn't even look as good. Maybe he doesn't even look as good. But the guy with the money and the lifestyle, he's still good. He's still decent. So she's gonna choose him. She's gonna choose money and lifestyle every single time. These fucking hoes will choose the fucking hunchback with the money and the lifestyle over the, especially Japanese chicks. Japanese chicks love the fucking money and the lifestyle. And the unfair thing about it is, if you have the money and the lifestyle, you don't even necessarily have to fork out. It's not like you have to pay for these bitches. It's just like they have to feel like they can tap. The girls kind of feel like they're going to benefit from it. They're not really even benefiting that much from it. I guess they are because they're around it. But my main point is you don't have to pay for them. They just have to be in it, like getting to come to your nice apartment, being around you. They feel like they're benefiting from it, but you're not like a sugar daddy. You're not paying them. You're not doing any of that shit. You're not buying them shit. But they're still gonna choose that guy every single time over the better looking guy. Money is king in Japan. It does help a lot. It doesn't, just because you have money doesn't mean you're going to get laid. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But it is a very, if you know how to leverage it, oh man, it's game over. If you can leverage that shit, the fucking I've seen these fucking hunchback motherfuckers, like these small little fat rich dudes pulling really hot chicks, man, like really fucking hot chicks. Um, uh, yeah, man. I mean,
you in my movie. So if you take a chick out to dinner, yes, that's the fair thing to do. But don't take her out twice
anyway.
until as soon as you get that fucking gut feeling that the world tries to take away from a man, that we want to fuck. You know that thing that oh, it's not right to want to fuck. We want to fuck, bitch. As soon as you breathe, as soon as we see you, we want to fuck. It is what it is. So when you
I love how base that is. It's as soon as we see a chick, we look them up and down. We're like, boom, like I want to fuck. Like it's just I don't even need to know your name. I don't need to know what you do. I don't know I don't give a goddamn shit. I don't, it's something you can find out and you can enjoy learning about, but it's like there's the desire to fuck is there immediately. Like it's like women don't get that. I guess some of them do. Most of them don't. I think most of them don't get that simple fact. Um, so guys want to fuck on the front end. Women want to fuck on the back end. That's why you need to learn game. You don't have game, you're fucked. Like you don't have game because you need to understand that women want to fuck on the back end. You need to provide. You need to build some rapport. You know, and it doesn't necessarily take that much effort. Much. I'm not talking about building up rapport over weeks or months or no, you can build up rapport really quickly. Like you just need to let them know. You need to build up. You need to escalate. Um, but women need that. The women need that escalation. They need that. They need something to bite into. Like they can't just be. They're not just. Women are walking around. They're not thinking about fucking. Like men are walking around. We're thinking about fucking. Like we're thinking like, damn, like, I'm good to go. Like I have a loaded gun here. I'm looking to fuck something. you know, Women don't roll around like that. Like they don't. Even these hoes that are for the streets, they don't roll around thinking, "Oh, look, I want to suck some dick today." Like I really don't think they operate like that. Like they don't.
When you take her out to dinner, I'm telling you, you introduce fucking right after dinner. You fucking go, hey man, hey, so you say something dirty like you really got some nice fucking titties, and give her the option to leave or stay, but you always put another option. She's not. Don't let them fuck you because
100% agree. One thing I'll say is like it's always best not to verbalize. In general, 9 out of 10 times it's best not to verbalize your intentions to fuck them. Like after the date, you just get them to a private location, aka your fucking apartment, home, wherever you live. You don't need to verbalize it. Like you can escalate through touch, like touch her hand, be sitting close to her, but yeah, it's better just to get them into your. You don't need to say, hey, let's go back to my place to fuck. No, you never say that. Like you never say that. It's not that it could never work. It's just that you don't. It's just you're gonna leave a lot of pussy on the table when you verbalize that directly to women. They don't respond. They're not gonna respond. Most of them are not gonna respond very well to it. They're just not. They're gonna overthink it. They need to be fucking turned on first. You need to like, yeah. And if you're kind of shooting your shot too soon, that's what's happening when you do that. So you gotta get them to your fucking apartment before, and then But you're trying to close. Like as soon as you finish the drinks, you're moving to your place. You're like, let's go to my place, and ideally you just walk them to your place. That's the fucking ideal thing.
dinner movie time is fucking you. And are you a whore? You can't let a woman whore out your time. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. So let her know that if I'm giving for her, she's got to give for me right back.
Oh man, this guy is fucking so based. You cannot let women whore out your time. And this is why we have rules. This is why we have like your systems in place as men. We need to have rules. We need to have systems. We need to have like the 3 strike rule because these women will fuck you. They're fucking. He's so fucking right. Women are fucking you when you're spending time with them, when you're doing all these dates. They're fucking you and you're getting fucked. You're being a bitch. And when us men we take them back to our place and we have sex with them, we're fucking them. We're winning. So there's honestly there's a difference. There's a big difference.
It's not like you
It's
gotta
not
you
tit
gotta
for tat.
right.
It's not. It's she's gonna try and gradually take your manhood by small steps, and then before you know it, you're sitting in the shoe store carrying her bags. You
Stuff like
gotta
that.
you gotta first upfront decide what you want out of this, and if what you want is sex, then that has to be obvious that that's
Right.
what you want. And if that's not what she wants, fine. There will be somebody else, especially if you're in a situation where there are material women around you. I would assume that you're doing pretty well financially yourself. Is that correct?
I'm doing okay. I could be
Right.
doing better.
So that's why you're around these women and they're attracted to you in the first place. So if you're looking for sex, you have to put that out up front, because she will do small little steps to take.
So he's saying like put that out up front, and it's like, okay, like I said just before, you're putting it out indirectly. You're putting it out through body language, through touch, through your confidence. Again, I don't recommend verbalizing, putting it out there. Don't verbalize it until you're like, ideally you don't verbalize it at all, like until you're like until you're escalating physically at your back at your place. That's the ideal situation. You're not like verbalizing like, hey, I just want to go on a date with you. I just want to fuck your ass, So I want to put my dick right in your ass, just in your pussy in both holes. I want you to suck my dick. No, you don't start talking like to chicks like that. You don't, um no, you're gonna leave like it might work for some girls, like very few though. Your percentage margin there is gonna be pretty bad. Yeah, so just
Take your manhood in the intro.
Right.
The
I
point.
want to ask you this: where are you meeting these women?
Everywhere.
Like,
Well, it's everywhere because the area that I'm in and what I do for a living.
what do you
My
do?
choices are, well, I work for a nonprofit agency.
see what it says. That's a good, like, dude, everywhere. You gotta be meeting these chicks everywhere. Like it's like, in this day and age, like it's a buyer's market for women. Women are set. Like women are set. The women, even these fat hoes, even these chicks that like fours, 49ers, fours that think they're nines, they're getting laid, guys. They're getting fucked. Like they're getting dick the fuck down. Even twos are getting dick down. They're getting nailed by all kinds of guys. Guys are the ones that are suffering. Guys are fucking suffering out here. Like they are. Like guys are like, it's nuts. Like some decent looking guys, it's hard for guys to get laid. It's hard. Like it's really hard because it's a buyer's market for women. Women, it's boils down to it, and it's not women's fault. It's not entirely women's fault. It's men. It's both men and women's fault because of both our natures, our innate natures. Men want to fuck anything, almost like, behind closed doors, men almost want to fuck anything. And women, they just want the best. So this creates this like really polarized situation that we're living in the world right now, where it's like it's very hard for average men, even above average men, to fuck women, because it's like women are just shooting for gold, and they're getting gold, but it's like it's sex. And I've said it so many times before, there's such a massive difference between dateability and fuckability. And these women, these 4 out of 10s, they don't understand the difference between dateability and fuckability. They'll go around getting their holes pumped by all these chads. These chad guys wouldn't date them in 1,000 years, even if they were getting paid for it. It's just there's a big difference. It's like, okay, I'll dick her down once and then I'll throw her out, and they'll never date her because she's not. He knows he's so much like more valuable than her. His SMV. Dan in Tokyo says being an average guy sucks. Being even being slightly above average sucks. Like you want to be like, if you're a guy, you need to be shooting for gold as a guy. Like it's a fact. Like you really need to be you need to be shooting for fucking gold, because these women are they're shooting for gold. So you have to be like, we all have to be fucking trying to be the best versions of ourselves, because average it's not really going to cut it. Unfortunately, it's really not. Like, I mean, if you're an average guy, you're gonna need to make up for it in other ways. You're gonna need to have way above average game. Like if you're just interested, if you're fine with being an average guy, but you want to have a lot of sex, you need to really, really be like a savage. Like you need to understand women. You need to have savage game. But it's just better deal just to become a higher value guy.
Oh, okay.
And
Were you
doing
fucking
what I
Katrina victims?
Give somebody a trailer.
But with what I do, it's where I'm at the gym, out in public. it's everywhere. It's not like I'm looking at one specific place.
And you're in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Kevin, you funny.
Kathleen, what the
Like, what are you
but
trying
the
to get?
thing
Like,
is,
what do you want to say?
there are
Get to what your
people
point is.
where his gym is. I don't know or whatever, but
Yeah.
there are women that specifically go out to meet a guy that makes X amount of dollars,
Oh,
and
so
they
you're trying
do
to say
want.
how she's
Yeah, I would
asking how
say
you like some metrosexual motherfucking a guy better looking than bitches and
yeah, maybe
whatever.
go to a different gym or meet women
You're
elsewhere.
still gonna get the
Yeah,
I
same.
mean, he's
Fundamentally, it's the nature of them to be.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Like women are women. Like women are women. Like I was just saying it. Like even in Japan, I talk Japanese women up a lot. I say they're better than Western women. They're more feminine, but they're still fucking women. They're still women. They still have that female nature. They still have that fucking shit, uh, these shit qualities. But yeah, it's just the annoying things about female. You're gonna deal with bullshit. Like no matter where you go, you're gonna deal with some level of bullshit with women. That's why you need to understand them. That's why you need to learn game because women are no matter where you go in the world, you're not gonna find your unicorns. Personally, I think Japan's one of like the best places I've come across in terms of females, just in terms of their femininity, their combativeness. Um, you know, yeah, it's a good spot, but there's still you're still dealing with bullshit. You're still dealing with disrespectfulness, like time wasting, all kinds of shit. Like the story I told about Friday or Monday, where she, already told a story, but you're gonna deal with that shit no matter where you go. And that's why you have rules. That's why you have systems. That's why you learn game. Because if you don't have game, you're gonna get fucked over. You're not gonna get you're not gonna be able to live the player lifestyle without having game. Um, if you don't have game, it's just gonna be too time consuming. I can't be going out on 4 or 5 dates with every girl I meet. I can't do it. It would my notch count would be like fucking significantly lower if I was going on 4 or 5 dates like before sex with each girl. It would be so time consuming. It's like it costs money, costs time. Like no, I just don't have that time. It's like shit. Like you know, no, it needs to happen. Like you need to be closing like ASAP. Like the first date. Like it's usually like if like I said, if I don't fuck on the first date, it usually doesn't happen because these girls on my end and on her end. So it's not only like it's usually there's no compromise usually. It's usually like she knows what I'm about. She knows I'm trying to fuck her, so she's not going to meet me. And I'm not going to try and meet her because like I'll meet her if she comes to my place. Like she can, we can have a second date at my place, but usually they're not going to agree to that because they know exactly what's going on. So that's why if I don't fuck on the first date, because usually they come back here. If they don't put out, then it's like it's game over. But let's see. Dan in Tokyo says, "Do you think younger chicks 18 to 21 care less about money and more about physical appearance and having fun, etc.?" Yeah. It's fucking hilarious. It's like the 18 to 21 chicks. Like if they like your style, if they like your style, they like your vibe. They're some of the easiest chicks to fuck, and it's like wow, it's amazing. There's no bullshit. Like it's just like generally when a girl 18 to 21-year-old comes to meet me at my station, they'll come back to my apartment without any shit tests. Like there'll be no shit tests. They'll just be direct. They won't even like question. Like I'll walk them to my apartment and they'll just come right in. Like there'll be no like, oh, I don't come back on the first date, or like it'll be just like they kind of know what's going on, like, and they get it, and they're there to fuck. And um yeah, it's just it's amazing. But if you can get their attention, if you can catch their fancy, yeah, but they have to be into you. That's the thing. But the older girls, they start playing these games. Oh, I don't do it. They start trying to, like the girl last night, they start trying to play these games because they're interested in getting boyfriends. they're interested in getting boyfriends. These girls that are 24. The girl last night was 24, so she's like, and she's a very feminine, girl. So she's like, I don't know. I probably I don't know if I'm gonna end up fucking her because I know she wants a boyfriend. I just get that vibe off her. When girls turn up to dates looking that good, it's like they're not really there to fuck. Like, I that's what I think. I think the worse the less fashionable a girl comes on a date, the more likely she is to fuck. Actually, that's a funny thing, actually, isn't it? Like, the more effort a girl puts into like looking really like stylish and sexy to come and meet you on a date, the more likely it is that she sees you. Oh, this guy could be a boyfriend. Like, it's like, oh, because I want to have to look my best, and um, and yeah. So I don't know. That's an interesting. Um, Dan in Tokyo says, "Fuck dating chicks over 23." Yeah, they become a headache, man. They do become a headache. They are harder to fuck. Um, but they used to be the girl who was that 18 to 21 that would fuck anyone easily. That's the thing guys don't understand, is that like, if a girl like if a girl isn't fucking you on the first date and she's like 25, you're technically you're getting cucked. Like, she's literally you're getting cucked, actually. Like, and guys like, oh, you're getting cucked. What do you mean I'm getting cucked? She didn't put out in the first date. Yes, you're getting cucked because she fought, like, in this day and age. Come on, like, your average girl, she's 25 years old. She's had a fair few dicks. Like, your average girl has had a good few dicks. I have no idea. I would say 20, 30 minimum. I don't know. Some girls have way more. I would say, your average 25 year old, who knows? I have no idea about stats on it or anything, but I would say like 30 dicks. Your average girl probably has had 30 dicks by the time she's 25. If she's single and 25, so if you go and meet her on a first date and she's not letting you have sex, you're kind of getting cucked. You're kind of getting cucked. So if you continue to go out on dates with her, like, and it goes, she doesn't fuck you on the second day, third day, you're getting cucked pretty badly. Because these girls definitely, yeah, come on, they've definitely had, every girl has had a one night stand at least once. So even then you're getting cucked because she's put out to other men and she's making you wait. So you're getting cucked. Yeah, that's an argument. That's my argument about it. I'll put a one in the chat if you agree with that. Let's see who agrees with that. If a 25-year-old girl doesn't fuck you on the first date, you're getting cucked. Who agrees with me on that? One for agree, two for disagree. Because these girls are not innocent. They all have dating apps. Um, you know, but yeah, good point.
Bitch you up. That always happens. The degree may be different from the gym to gold digging chicks, but it's all about bitching you up.
And it's not
And it's organic.
exact. That's the thing you have to keep in your head, man. You cannot be angry at how they do it with such ease, man. Your
It's like
manhood
brushing your teeth.
exactly. It's constantly under siege, and you can't be mad at them. It's like being mad at a fucking snake for biting you. If you got a rattlesnake in your hand, you're like, this rattlesnake is the shit, and it bites you. You can't be mad at the motherfucker. You just have to go,
Right.
shit, it's a snake. Women have to
Wow.
do certain things. They have look at loser
That
women.
analogy is just
It is what it is, pumpkin. Any woman,
Her initial thing is
It is what it is, pumpkin. Man, this guy's based as fuck. It's just, it is what it is. You cannot hate them for their nature. It's like it's like going into a lion's den when they're hungry and like being surprised when the lions attack you. It's like it's in their nature. You can't get angry at it because it just, what are you doing? Like, it's a meat eater. It's a carnivore. Like, you're going in, you're prey. So you can't hate on something that's like just natural. So instead of hating on it, you can dislike it and you can be like, it's fucking annoying, but you just learn how to deal with it instead of getting like very angry about it. Um,
she
she
doesn't have
doesn't
any
have any
guidance
guidance
to
to
think
think differently. Is that she has to get something out of her pussy. because
Right.
because they haven't developed. This is why, going back to that other caller, why they force you to marry them,
Mhm.
because it's like Dracula trying to eat dinner with you real fast before 5 a.m. comes. You understand?
Okay.
That's a bitch. That's a bitch. Is she want to get married to? She want to get married
You want-
before she turns. Before
Oh,
she starts
you
to
want dessert?
melt
No,
from the
no.
sun.
I had enough.
Oh, that is funny.
The sun's coming up.
You got to understand that that's what I want to get married. It's get. I got to get this motherfucker so that I have an excuse not to have to be bigger than my vagina. If you make her stretch out that courtship, she's gonna have to force herself to be bigger than her vagina. And some women don't know how to do that. Some women don't know how to be. Look, tell a bitch. Here's what you tell her. Look, baby. Uh, look, I don't just want pussy. I don't want pussy. Just want it unless
That's all.
I don't all. It says if I don't. That's not all I want unless that's all you got. Do you understand? You got to make
Yeah.
her understand, right? Women have to understand that pussy is like it's the wheels on the car. You understand?
Right.
Like if you
Yeah.
have a Beamer and you have a Benz and you go out and you look at both of them, 2007 Benz, 2007 Beamer, you look at them both, and if the salesman comes up and goes, "Hey, how are you? Listen, I have a wonderful car here," and you go, "Well, what's some of the features of the car? Why should I buy it? Because it has wheels." What, nigga? That's what.
That's so based. Yeah, it's just the basic. It's just it's the basic. Features of a female. That they have pussy. Um, so um, I mean, you gotta pretend to these chicks sometimes that like if you're trying to get one of these girls, if you're trying to get one of these girls that are intent on getting a boyfriend, like you got to pretend, it might seem manipulative or something like that, but if you're trying to fuck them, you got to pretend like you're giving something else. um Generally I don't, but because generally I'm just trying to I'm trying to hack into the sexual desires of women. I'm trying to one of my selling points is that I'm gonna offer them a good time in bed. So women manipulate men, men manipulate women. So you gotta access the dark triads. You gotta access you might feel, oh, I can't lead this woman on, and it's like you don't need to lead her on, but you gotta maybe give out some bait to let her know that maybe there's going to be more, there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel, and then you're not just going to fuck pump her and dump her. Dan in Tokyo says women manipulate, so we gotta as well. Women get celebrated for fucking manipulating men. They get celebrated, put on a pedestal, and it's like, oh, you go, girl, boss bitch, yes, yes. It's like, fuck's sake, just the fucking double standards in the world we live in these days. It's like, it is what it is. Like, it's just it drive you nuts if you thought about it too much, but it's the world we live in. Like, it's not a fair world. Men and women are not equal. It's like double speak that they go on about. It's objectively like, I don't know how this is even a fucking debate, but apparently it's a fucking debate that men and women, you have to debate it, that men and women are different. We're fucking unbelievably different. We're so different. One's male, one's female. We operate in very different ways, but it's being shoved down our faces constantly that we're the same. There's no difference. We're all the same. It's like, how the fuck are we the same? We're completely different. It's nuts. Your average Joe in the fucking that trains in a boxing gym, your average fucking guy that just does it to stay fit can probably beat the number one world champion female boxer. Like, we're not the same in any way, physically, mentally. I mean, an under 14 boys soccer team beat the world champions soccer team, beat the American female soccer team. They were world champions at the time. The under 14s boys team beat them, trashed them. So I mean, physically, we're obviously there. Apparently that's up for debate too. You know, you talk to some lefties and shit, and they'd be like, "Oh, you know, it's just the only reason females can't compete with men is because they've been told that they haven't been they've been told all their lives that you know that they're not able to compete with men. Actually, they can compete with men. All this fucking insanity, like actual fucking insanity. Um, like honestly, I'd have a like if someone put me up to it, I'd step in the ring with the world champion female boxer. Like if you were to tell me like, okay, step in the ring with a world champion male boxer, I'd be shitting the brick. Because I'd know I'm gonna get knocked out. I'd absolutely like know I'm gonna get my like knocked cold out. Like I'd know I'm gonna get my jaw broken or get completely knocked out. But with you know, if you said, listen, man, step into the ring there with the female world champion boxer there, I wouldn't shit a brick. I don't know what would happen, same weight class or whatever, but I would step in. I'd step in. I wouldn't be that afraid. I might get knocked up a bit, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be afraid. Men and women are different. You know, very different, absolutely different. Uh, Pac says, "Why does Tinder work easily for guys with good looks?" I mean, Tinder, it's like Tinder, because women are going for the guys with. I mean, it's not rocket science. Why are women going for guys with good looks? I mean, that's like, Tinder is just like it's one of the most competitive marketplaces for your average guy. I mean, unless you're very good looking, unless you have like clout, unless you're kind of have you're a DJ or some shit going on, Tinder is going to be hard. It's going to be hard to sell. You really need to work Tinder. Like you really need to understand how it works to make it work for you. And you need to have really good photos and all that bullshit. There's a lot of bullshit you're going to have to deal with online dating. That's why I prefer day game. That's why I Mac the day gamer. You want to learn how to day game and cut out all the bullshit and stop letting these tech fucking dickheads decide who you fuck. Then get on, learn how to day game. Book in a consultation with me, and I'll sort you out. It works for me. It's been working for years for me, and I get like insane results from it. So, base comment Dan in Tokyo says, because good looking guys are rarer than good looking chicks. Good looking chicks are common, but like not like model good looking men. Yeah, like that's good looking chicks, like especially in Japan, are fucking common as muck. Like they're common as shit. Like you go out, you're gonna see a hot girl. Like they're so common. Beauty is so fucking common. Like yeah, good looking guys are are much rarer actually, and women are just shooting for those guys. Super A Master says, bro, it's like when people debate women joining the infantry. People legit believe they can meet the same physical standard as a man. There's a few outliers, but in general, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, even all those infantry women, they can't do 10 pull-ups. They can't do 10 pull-ups. Like they can't do, they can do 5. I saw this like it was like this propaganda, some bullshit where it's like female empowerment, like in the military, and it's like even the most boss bitch, she could only do like 5 pull-ups, and they were like terrible form, and they were like shit, like those gymnast women, like they're fucking like really, they can do flips and spins, and they can do all crazy shit on poles and shit. Even those chicks can't do 10 pull-ups. It's like they have to leverage their body in different ways. They have to be more agile about it and stuff, but they don't have the strength. Like it's just they can't build that strength like a guy can. Like show me a girl that can do 10 solid pull-ups, and I don't know, it's probably on YouTube somewhere, but like that's an extreme outlier. A girl that can do 10 solid, like really good pull-ups, like is an extreme outlier. Yeah.
What a pussy is. You gotta let a bitch know that. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I want to fuck you. You stop trying to hide that we want to fuck. That's the problem we're having, fellas. We want to fuck anyway. It's like drinking water when you're thirsty. Pussy, it's not as important as everyone makes it. You understand what I'm saying?
And she clearly is not doing you a favor by fucking you. That is not a gift.
You have women go, I let you eat my pussy. What? You let me eat your what? I just performed that fucking surgery. I just performed.
Exactly.
My neck
is cramped up, my tongue is numb, and you did me a favor.
I fucking put my face in that disaster area for a half hour and pretended that your asshole didn't stink, and all of a sudden you're a good gal for letting me.
Well, thank you.
Huckleberry.
Hey, thanks for calling, man. Thanks, Brian.
All right, so.
All right, that was a pretty base clip. Yeah, man. I've been going for an hour and a half, but yeah, I don't know. You talked about eating pussy there at the end. It's funny. Like, I don't eat pussy unless it's in good condition. I mean, actually, the thing is though, when it is good though, the debate about eating pussy, like it's a thing. Like when the pussy is like looking really good, like it's just looking fucking. It's like when I eat it, it's like I'm not eating it for them. It's like, damn, I want to eat that. It's like, that looks good. That looks delicious. That looks like a nice little peach or something. And it just looks like, yeah. But there's times where it's like I've hooked up with girls and it's like they look good everywhere, like they look everything, but it's like it's like a ham sandwich down there or something. It doesn't have the right scent, or it doesn't smell good, and it's like, no way am I eating that pussy. I'm not eating a pussy when I'm not feeling like it, when it's not good. But there's times when it's like, oh my god, that's some perfect genitalia down there. And it's like, damn, that looks good, and it tastes good, and it's like, yeah. When I'm eating a pussy like that, that's like, that's fun. Like that's not work at all. I'm getting off to it as much as she is. But yeah, that's as simple as it is regarding eating pussy. When it looks good, when it tastes good, I'm all about it. When it's not, I'm not doing it. I'm not eating that pussy. Nope. No, thank you. But yeah, man, it's like, yeah, it's a pleasure to eat a nice pussy. That's all I say about that. It's a fucking pleasure. It's a delicacy. But yeah, guys, as usual, like, comment, subscribe. The only way this channel is going to grow is through word of mouth, through getting likes, getting comments. Yeah, I'm going to try and grow it. If you're interested in a consultation, level up your game, hit me up. Links in the description. You can book a day game consultation or join my premium service. If you want the finer details on learning day game, extremely effective method to get way more sex. If you're in Tokyo, if you're in Japan, certainly hit me up. I can teach you day game. Like, I can teach you how to approach these girls. Absolutely. So Super A Master says, Otsukare sama deshita. Otsukare sama desu. Have a good one, guys. I will catch you on next week. Have a good weekend. Yeah. So until next Monday, 9 p.m. Central Time. Peace out. Bye-bye.